Jack and Anna are a lovely couple, but after losing their son in a car accident, they were unable to regain joy in their lives. They decided to make a fresh start, believing it was necessary to move to a place close to nature. After all, if anyone wants to take a fresh start, it's nature that can give you rebirth. After talking to many dealers, they finally found a house in a peaceful and rather isolated space with no one in sight. Jack, a professional videographer, took a contract to make a small video for Christmas after moving to the small town. This time, Anna decided to help him. After taking a few days to settle into the house, they began working. Although Jack was quite busy with his work, he started to notice small changes in Anna's behavior. Sometimes he found her throwing worried glances around for no apparent reason. It seemed as though she was always involved with someone else in the house, something that would make her scared. This feeling always sent a sense of discomfort through Jack's body, but he chose to ignore it, as he only wanted her to move on with her life. No mother can forget her child, but life is very cruel, and we have to live with these scars. One day, while Jack was at work, he received a call from his neighbors who had seen Anna acting strangely and urged him to come home as soon as possible. Jack was worried on his way back, but he calmed his nerves, reassuring himself that nothing bad could happen to them now. The short distance seemed agonizingly long, but he finally reached home. As he entered the house, he called out for Anna, but she didn't reply. He began searching for her in every room, but as he moved, the house felt eerily silent, devoid of even the usual noises, as if everything went on pause. One wrong breather, and everything can come collapsing around. He searched the entire house, but she was nowhere to be found. Panic set in as he realized Anna was all he had left in his life. Just as he was about to lose his mind, he heard faint murmurs coming from their bedroom. As he approached, he saw no one at first, but soon realized the sounds were coming from the cupboard. Gathering his courage, he opened the door to find Anna inside, dressed in white, stained with blood droplets. Jack was terrified for her, but soon realized that Anna had suffered a miscarriage. Shockingly, she seemed happy about it, claiming she didn't need another baby because she already had one. Her words haunted Jack even more, but he focused on her health, ignoring her unsettling talk. Jack spent his days and nights by her side, shifting his work to home to help her reclaim her life. He and his team decided to make a ghost movie for Christmas, setting up the entire production in their house. As they filmed, Jack felt like someone was watching him at night. Although Anna seemed eerily calm after the miscarriage, which troubled Jack deeply, the screams and strange noises that once haunted him became a part of his daily life. They no longer affected him as much. Every morning and night, his team visited, and Anna prepared amazing snacks for them, and someone unknown. One day, as Jack was about to leave for work, he noticed a dark, disembodiment figure on his doorstep. At first, he ignored her, assuming she might be looking for someone else. However, when she continued to stare intently at their house, Jack decided to approach her. He asked politely how he could help her. The woman responded chillingly,
"I'm here to take my child back."
After uttering the sentence, her demeanor changed drastically. She became aggressive and tried to force her way into the house. Just as Jack's nerves were fraying, Anna appeared, and the two women began to fight fiercely. Jack, in a state of confusion and panic, somehow managed to call the police. When they arrived, it was revealed that the woman had escaped from a nearby asylum. This disturbing incident left Jack and Anna shaken, but they tried to move on, focusing on their lives and work. Days passed, and finally, the day came when Jack's short movie was ready. Excited but apprehensive, they decided to watch it one last time. As they watched, a strange figure appeared throughout the film. It was a small boy, who seemed to be watching them with a look of amusement. The footage grew more unsettling with each scene, the boy's presence becoming more pronounced. The final scene, that was caught on camera, haunted Jack forever. It showed the boy standing close to the camera, whispering,
"I love my dad."
The Dakota apartment building, famous for housing many affluent and prominent families, is widely recognized by most people, intrigued by its grandeur. So Joe decided to book an apartment there to immerse himself in the historical architecture. She wants to capture these on her camera. Although Joe had heard unsettling tales about the place, Joe brushed them off, being a young girl filled with burgeoning energy. Stepping inside, she noticed a few old, broken frames, displaying the smiling face of a man named Peter. Curiosity got the better of her, and as she picked up the picture, strange sadness in her eyes. A momentary sense of confusion and horror enveloped her, but she pushed it aside, focusing on cleaning up the apartment to create a peaceful living space and the best studio for her captured pictures. However, as the night descended, she couldn't find solace in her sleep. A peculiar sensation of being watched crept over her, accompanied by the haunting melodies playing in the background. Night after night, she would sip warm milk, yearning for rest, but the presence persisted, growing more unsettling each time. She often takes her camera and captures random pictures of all around, but in this state of confusion, she didn't get time to develop them. Returning from the office one day, exhausted, she decided to tackle the clutter in the upper storage room. As she entered, the air was thick with dust and shadows, creating an eerie atmosphere. Among the forgotten relics and cobweb-covered boxes, she discovered a beautiful piano hidden beneath layers of time's neglect. Its once gleaming surface was now dull and worn, but its presence was commanding. Determined to reclaim its former glory, she meticulously cleaned the instrument, each swipe of her cloth revealing more of its forgotten beauty. The room grew colder as she worked, an unsettling chill creeping up her spine. Suddenly, her finger accidentally pressed one of the keys. The sound that echoed through the room was eerily familiar, the exact same melody she had heard the previous night in her dreams. Goosebumps prickled her skin as she stood frozen, the haunting notes resonating in the air. Her heart raced as she surveyed the room, sensing an otherworldly presence lurking in the shadows. The air felt heavy, and a cold dread settled over her. Hastily, she retreated to her quarters, seeking refuge from the haunting music that seemed to follow her. But her curiosity overpowered her fear. She grabbed her camera and returned to the storage room, her hands trembling as she clicked pictures of the timeless piano. Each flash of the camera seemed to pierce the darkness, revealing fleeting glimpses of something or someone moving just beyond her vision. Days turned into months, and the unsettling routine persisted. Financially drained, she had no means to seek an alternative living arrangement. The music, now insistent, followed her everywhere, even haunting the halls of her office. Determined to unravel the mystery, she embarked on a quest to uncover the truth about Peter. She searched for his former neighbors and friends, desperate for any lead. However, her efforts proved futile, until an old newspaper vendor disclosed that Peter had tragically taken his own life due to psychological issues. The vendor also mentioned Peter's persistent talks about a crying lady, yet when the police searched his residence, no trace of such a woman was found. Upon hearing this revelation, she abandoned everything, leaving her belongings behind, and embarked on a reckless drive with no destination in mind. By morning, she found herself standing at her parents' doorstep, seeking solace and safety in their comforting embrace. Yet, even within the seemingly secure confines of their home, the phantom cries continued to torment her relentlessly, etching themselves into the depths of her being. Weeks passed, and in an attempt to find closure, she decided to develop the camera reel. What she found on the camera will haunt her forever. The image of the crying woman was everywhere, her presence palpable. She could feel the woman's warm breath on her cheeks, hear the soft sobs in the dead of night, and sense her ghostly figure lurking in the shadows. The realization struck her with a cold, unrelenting terror. The crying woman was not confined to the film, but had followed her into reality, entwining their fates. No matter where she went, she could never escape the spectral figure that now haunted every moment of her life.